And we are at the tail end of our Independence Day special live from the Alonte Sports Complex in Biñan, Laguna. And if you just tuned in, we continue with today's action, still with the 18 under from the South Division as two potential contenders who are still on the clash. And we bring you again the action from the country's premier youth basketball league, the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Again, first set, Muntinlupa, Mindoro done. 14 under, 16 under of Biñan and Bauan done. Down to our last game of this Independence Day special 18 under division. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The name is Cho Pangilinan, covering the action with Coach Mark Dandan, with our courtside reporter Miss Rinoa Sanchez. Coach Mark, Biñan 3-0, kabila naman Bauan 1-0. Both teams undefeated.
Both teams undefeated, but somebody's O has got to go. We'll see what these teams have to offer here in our main game of the day.
And somebody's O has to go indeed. Let's talk about first the home owners, Biñan Tatak Vice Gel.
Now, Biñan, of course, on a 3-game winning streak. They're 3-0. Most recently winning over Batangas City Baraquitos in a close game, 72-67. Really just keeping Batangas at bay. Biñan shot better at 44%, but despite having 24 turnovers, they out-rebounded Batangas 52-29, really to offset the high amount of turnovers that they got. That's why they had more opportunities at baskets and came out with the win.
So that's the reason why they're entering this game with confidence, aside from the fact na home court nila to. But now for Bauan Cafe Uno, also won against Muntinlupa.
Now, Bauan winning their only game so far of the season. They're 1-0, 86-78. You're looking at the field goal percentage. Bauan shot well, 46%. Despite being out-rebounded by Muntinlupa, they had 18 steals, 9 blocks, and 23 fast break points. They had the big third quarter, and they never looked back after that.
And now for the key performers in those games. First, the baby Tamarao, Miko Sebastian Pascual.
Pascual leading Biñan, 22 points, 8 boards. Really the focal point of their offense. And naman sa kabila, para dito sa Bauan Cafe Uno, Francisco Manuel Dabao. He had 23 points against Muntinlupa, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. So if they do match up against each other, it's going to be a scoring matchup. So whoever slows down, obviously, will be a non-factor in our game.
And definitely a match to expect, a really good match to be expected. But right now, let's turn it over to Mr. Gio Cruz, our venue announcer.
A pleasant afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Basketball action continues here inside Alonte Sports Arena here in the City of Life, Biñan City. This is the Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2 ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. We're live at the official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Junior MPBL. This is the 18 under division. Now let's meet the starting lineups from both teams. Beginning with Bauan Cafe Uno. Starting forward number 17, Corbin Parian. Under forward number 25, Jalris Bulilan. Playing center number 7, Lawrence Loyos. On guard number 4, Dylan De Vera. And under guard number 22, Sam Laureta. Head coach of Bauan Cafe Uno, 18 under, Henry Montemayor, assisted by Fred Solentino and Eric Ramirez. And now let's meet the starters from your Biñan Tatak Vice Chair. Starting forward number 11, Carlos Mota. Under forward number 54, Tom Garcia. Man in the middle, number 13, Jasper Machienzo. At guard number 1, Gene Montañez. Also at guard number 33, Kaisler Cachuela. Head coach of Biñan Tatak Vice Gil, 18 under, Rolly Amonelo. Assisted by Mac Arzola, Alan Mangas, Ro Pantaleon, Lagon Olati.
Our Doride Bola ng Pinoy team starters. For Bauan, we have Laureta, De Vera, Bulilan, Parian, and Layos. For Biñan, we have Montañez, Cachuela, Mota, Garcia, and Matienzo. Once again, mga kuya naman, 18 under division on its way. And this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. First possession, and first bucket, no, not first bucket, belonging to Bauan as Laureta, sorry, missed that time.
Binati mo na maaga yun, Joe.
Meanwhile, Bauan a chance to make the first bucket of this ball game. Again, they won their last game against Batangas. I've covered that game where Miko Pascual, actually coach, very quiet 22 points. No? Hindi mo, it doesn't really have yung wow factor, pero pagtingin mo, di mo alam.
22 na
22
pala.
na pala. Exactly. And not to mention 36 minutes of action coming from him. And for Bauan Cafe Uno, again, you mentioned itong si Davao, 23 points, but of course, Joss Matthew Pauly also helped out with a double-double. 10 points, 11 boards. Same with James Nodalo, who played for the Manila Pirates last season, had 9 points, 3 boards, 2 dimes, and 2 swipe aways. As a shot clock violation committed right here by Bauan Cafe Uno.
Hey, if you looked at that possession for Bauan, nobody really looked up at the shot clock in that whole possession. By the time they tried the shot, obviously it was too late.
So here comes Bauan after getting the steal. Bulilan converting.
Much like their younger counterparts in the 16 under, Bauan getting it done with their defense.
Here comes Biñan. Cachuela sends it to the corner. Montañez has it. Now inside Matienzo. Inside, bumping bodies, unable to convert. Great defense coming from Laios. Battle of the South right here. Laios against Garcia. Another bump, hands it off. Asking for the screen. Attacking the lane. Unable to convert, but 2 free throws coming up. For number 25, that is Bulilan.
Good use of the ball screen there by Bulilan. And nobody really helping out on that ball screen attack for Biñan, allowing Bulilan a free lane to the basket.
First one going in for Bulilan, had 6 points and 1 steal in their last outing. Actually only played 10 minutes, so it's good to see he's starting in this ball game. Perhaps may have earned his spot. As goes 2 out of 2, make that 4-2. Bauan up by 2.
Usually ganyan, you know, surprise starters or guys who don't really have heavy minutes but start. These guys earn their minutes via practice, so probably had a really good practice week.
Meanwhile, Garcia getting fouled this time on the other side, so 2 free throws coming up. For number 54, that is Garcia. Had 3 points, 2 boards. Played only less than 5 minutes in their last game, but again, a starter this time.
Baka maganda na ensayo niya.
So it has been a good practice week, Coach Mark, for everyone.
For everyone. And, you know, it also helps. I mean, we talked about this in the previous game. You know, yung guys with commitments, obviously with school commitments, varsity commitments, opens up the lanes for the other guys. Maybe, you know, they were present in every training in that week leading up to today's game. So the coaches decided to give guys a shot to start.
Definitely, that's the case, Coach Mark. If you remember, Coach, last season, may mga times talaga na undermanned ang teams because we have players here in the Junior MPBL na part ng Gilas, Batang Gilas. So,
Yun pa, umaabot hanggang sa taas.
mas lalo yun.
Diba?
So really, someone has to step up and who's more fitting than yung mga lagi na sa training.
Lagi na sa training.
Matienzo firing, that is short.
At matulis. Tira ni Matienzo.
So here comes Bauan Cafe Uno. Here, it's a tied ball game apparently. As that is a missed 3-pointer coming from De Vera. Montañez on the other side, attacking the lane. Oh, that is blocked by De Vera. But a three-pointer in and out. That time coming from Mota. And now here comes Bulilan. Scoops it up, doesn't fall. Garcia secures the board. Montañez directing the offense. Running a play. Matienzo top of the arc. Hands it off. Still with Biñan. Cachuela sends it to Garcia inside. And a foul, I believe, called on Matthew Parian.
Good cut there by Garcia and Cachuela finding him. Garcia likes to operate down there. And medyo old school yung laro niya eh. Takes a couple bumps, starts to goes up.
Garcia at the free throw line. Again, starter after playing only less than 5 minutes in his last game. But will make that first free throw, giving them a 1-point lead, a chance to make it 2. And speaking of free throws, Biñan shot 12 out of 20, 60% in their last game. Would you consider that good, Coach?
Not really. 60% lang yun. And right now, they're 1 out of 4.
Nonetheless, that bucket will be made by Cachuela, making it a 3-point lead.
Madaming fans si Cachuela. Madaming sumigaw.
Let's see if he can live up to his fan base. As De Vera kicks it out to Parian. They fire for 3 and they put one in.
Now, that's going to be a problem for Matienzo because Parian obviously he likes to play on the outside. You know, with that, he's not ready to defend from the outside. That's why Parian was wide open for that 3.
Bauan only 4 out of 16 in their last outing from 3-point land. But looks like they will want to do better in this ball game. As Montañez attacks the lane, drop pass. Sorry, miss. 14 seconds to shoot. Matienzo for 3. That is short once again. Garcia cleaning up his teammates' mess. Basket and 1, giving them a 2-point lead, possibly a 3-point play as we take a look at this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move.
I was about to say it na gusto ko yung matchup between Matienzo and Laios. Laios checks out. Same build, same hair. Uso ata ngayon sa mga bata yung ganyan. Yung, I don't want to call it an afro, but it's something.
Certainly trending.
Trending. Ano bang uso dyan, Cho? Ikaw yung bata dito eh.
Ano yan?
Uso ba yan?
Ano, jeans? Sadyang marami lang talagang kulot.
Tsaka mullet. Diba?
Exactly, yeah. Mullet. Sakto. Mga kulot ang may ganyan.
Something they should have left in the 80s.
Itong si Bulilan, Coach. Somewhat of a mullet ang
Somewhat.
sinasport niya.
Oo. Yan. Things you should have left in the 80s. Mullets.
Sabi nga nila, again, fashion, all trends are a cycle.
Yun lang. Iikot talaga. So you're telling me, mga suot kong dati, lalabas ulit.
Hindi imposible, Coach.
Aha.
Yung no socks nga, si Mr. Alcantara, ginagaya na si Coach Alan Mangahas. Meanwhile, Paulie will make a bucket right there, tying this ball game up again at 9. Montañez sends it to Cachuela, back to Montañez. Now Matienzo. They direct the offense of Biñan. 8 seconds to shoot. They almost lose it. They still have it. 2 seconds to shoot. Matienzo just the brink of time.
Matienzo at the right place at the right time after that scrum. Wide open underneath.
Panerio, late pass to Lopez, but the reverse coming from Lopez from the baseline.
Lopez says, I got you, Pañero. No problem. Kahit late yung pasa mo.
Matienzo. So here comes Montañez firing for 3. Doesn't go in. Last touch called on Paulie, so possession staying with Biñan.
Both teams quick to shuffle players here. Now for Biñan, si Matienzo lang naiwan from the starting unit. Samantala sa Bauan, everybody is everybody on the floor came off the bench.
So we see Pascual now inserted to the floor for the first time in the ball game. Again, had 22 points in their last outing. Quiet player. Speaking of, Pascual has it. Tough shot. Doesn't go in. And a 24-second shot clock violation called on Biñan.
Defense so far has been on point. Only 11 points for each team.
And we shall talk about that more after this nature spring timeout called by Bauan Cafe Uno. Over 2 minutes remaining in our first period.
A wonderful Independence Day sa lahat ng ating mga kaliga na nanonood sa ating live ngayong araw. But will this day be as wonderful for Coach Henry of Bauan's Cafe Uno to replicate the win of their team's 16 under division earlier? Kanina, according to him, na while the team is behind 20 points, they are already motivating their players na galingan para hindi sila umuwing luhaan with their team being swept by their opponent. But as the narrative changes, instead of using it only as a motivation, it becomes a challenge now for not only his players but with the coaches as well. Will they be able to stand with this challenge for today's match? Let us watch that out with Coach Mark and Cho.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noah Sanchez. And again, both teams coming from a win, so both teams with confidence. Certainly, overconfidence can lead to bad things.
I mean, it's one thing to be confident, so alam ko, confident ka. Pero overconfident, medyo nagiging sakit na yun.
Exactly, Coach. Speaking of sakit, ito na. Nico Pascual providing some hurt for this Bauan Cafe Uno. Make it a 3-point lead for them. Lopez tried to lay it up, but getting fouled, I believe, by Garcia. 1 minute and 15 remaining. Or rather, it was called on Nico Pascual. So far, one team foul for Biñan.
Late entry itong si Nico Pascual here in the first quarter. He's a guy you'd expect to start, given that he's one of the leading scorers for his team. But such is the luxury that Biñan has. They can start well with their whoever they started with the first 5 and take their guys off the bench slowly para hindi rin siguro mapagod.
1 out of 2 for Joff Lopez. Had 6 points, 5 boards, 4 dimes, 1 steal and 1 block. Playing 25 minutes in their last win against Muntinlupa. Here comes Biñan. Matienzo hands it off. Nico Pascual has it. Being swarmed. But here comes Matienzo. To Cabonillas, erased by Poli. And that is still off the mark from Matienzo. Here comes Bauan Cafe Uno. Noel lost it but sends it outside. Joff Lopez. No look pass. Reverse layup coming from Jacob Albuete.
Albuete, great back cut. And no look pass by Lopez.
Great execution that time coming from Bauan Cafe Uno. 36 seconds remaining in our first period. Another deadlock, Coach Mark, at 14. Perhaps a different theme in this ball game. But we'll talk about that more after this nature spring timeout called by Biñan Tatak Vice Gel. 36 seconds remaining in our first period. Deadlock at 14. And again, really perhaps a different theme in this ball game. For the last game, Coach, 20-point comeback by Bauan. Ito naman, possible from the get-go. Dikit na talaga.
I'd like to shout out again Coach Noy Africa. Dikit agad yung laro. We are blessed by his presence.
Definitely. Blessed by the shine he provides. Meanwhile, Wilhelm Cabonillas puts it in. Again, another familiar name for Biñan. Had 8.6 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block in 30 minutes of action in their last win. That is a misfire coming from Melchor.
Namesake din pala siya ng kaibigan natin. Huh? I just won't name names, pero shout out ulit.
7 seconds remaining. Jeremy Godoy in this ball game now. Cabonillas firing. That is short, rather off. As that'll be it for our first period. 16 to 14, a 2-point lead only for Biñan Tatak Vice Gel. As me and Coach Mark shall return. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. (16 to 14), just a 2-point lead for this Biñan Tatak Vice Gel squad as we enter our second chapter. And again, a lot of names, very stacked lineup for this Biñan squad. Definitely a lot of targets on their back. But so far, they have a 2-point lead. So far, Bauan showing that they can go toe-to-toe with the best of the best. As Godoy finds an open lane and converts. Jeremy Godoy had 15 points, 9 boards, almost a double-double in his last game.
And this looks like the strongest unit, or the strongest possible unit that Biñan can field in. This will be the challenge for Bauan.
And not to mention again, Jeremy Godoy, a member of Batang Gilas, 16 under last year. Rather 18 under. Meanwhile, alley-oop play. So make that a 6-point lead. Great find. Bauan Cafe Uno has possession. Melchor picked up by Miko Pascual. Still with Melchor. Inside, the key jumper doesn't fall. The rebound right here. Here comes Hemao. Drop pass, but doesn't go in. Here comes Jeremy Godoy taking it out. 13 at the shot clock. The pick. Still with Godoy. High pass. Not that time. As that was intercepted by Poli. Another big guy for this Bauan Cafe Uno. Another series of substitutions for this Bauan Cafe Uno squad.
If you notice, Joe, Biñan, the moment these 5 guys stepped in, nag-iba yung timpla ng laro nila. A lot more familiarity, a lot more talent definitely on the floor. But they cannot be lazy on defense. Godoy just watching that shot go in.
Arejola from that left pocket putting one in. And they're showing that possibly this will be a close game from the get-go. Oh, the block that time. What a response, Coach Mark, on defense.
And that's been the calling card since that 16 under game. I mean, the big comeback by Bauan via defense. And their kuyas here at the 1800 division trying to do the same thing.
Paulie attacks.
Ooh,
Traveling violation.
yeah, that's 3 steps. He should have taken off with 1 foot. Problema kasi after 2 steps, he jump stopped. Thereby taking a 3rd step. Yeah, traveling.
Very technical. What did you say, coach?
Ay, ganun talaga eh. Kailangan mo ituro eh.
Meanwhile, a 3-pointer doesn't fall. Meanwhile, great defense that time coming from number 20, Arcilia. Just raising his hands vertically. Meanwhile, pull-up 3 from the break doesn't fall. Godoy with the board. He brings it down. He runs the race. Coast to coast, finishes.
Dissecting. Godoy going on at the fast break. 1-man break for him.
Ginawang cones ang depensa ng Bauan. And Spoli provides the screen. The 3-pointer going in. Once again, for Arejola, remember the name, has the stroke from deep.
Good-looking lefty jumper from Arejola.
Champ Arejola. Cabonillas picked up by Paulie. Pascual overshooting it. Here they come. Davao unable to put one in. Arejola with him. Inside the key jumper, going in for Arcilia.
Now Bauan tying up the game with some outside shooting. Great response coming off that timeout.
This Bauan squad very impressive in staying close to this very scary Biñan squad. Hemao has it, attacks the lane, getting fouled. So 2 free throws coming up for John Cyrus Hemao.
Any relations to some guy I know named Himao as well?
Hard to say.
Iba yung buhok eh.
Kalbo yung isa, coach eh.
Oo. Pero sabi ko nga sa'yo, uso ngayon yung afro ba tawag natin dyan?
I really
Kulot.
don't know, coach.
Kulot.
But right now, habang inisip natin, let's turn it over to Mr. Noah Sanchez for a report.
Earlier, Coach Rolly of Biñan Tatak Vice Gel mentioned that they have prepared for this game for 2 consecutive days. Despite the team winning all their previous game, ang sabi niya ay bonus lamang ito sa kanila dahil pinaghihirapan naman daw ito ng kanyang mga players. Dagdag pa niya na kahit sila ay nanalo, importante na hindi lumaki ang ulo ng kanyang mga players, and they emphasize the importance of teamwork. Dahil for him, hindi mahalaga kung marami kang na-shoot pero talo naman ang grupo mo. Back to you, Coach Mark and Cho.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noah Sanchez, and great words right there. Again, Coach, 1800 division. Kanina sabi natin 1400, winning is really not the ultimate goal. Pero as you get older, medyo nai-instill sa yung importance really of winning and executing the right place.
Of course, you know, when you're older, mas alam mo na yung gusto mo as a basketball player. Before that, we'll see great drop pass for the pound-for-pound fitness, foul count and move the game for Matienzo. And going back to your point, so as you get older as a basketball player, you know what you want. Diba? You have your own goals. You have your individual goals. You want to make it to a college team. You want to play in a college league. Siyempre, you want to be noticed. At the same time, you have to do it in the system where kailangan nyo manalo. Pag nanalo yung team mo, napapansin pangalan mo. So, it goes hand in hand.
And if they do well in this league, hindi malabo na ma-recruit sila.
Totoo.
Because that happened last season. Napakadami.
Marami.
In the meantime, Biñan running. Nico Pascual attacking the lane that doesn't fall. So here comes Davao of Bauan Cafe Uno. Stops and pops. Not that time. Melchor, the power dribble, try to put one up, getting fouled. I believe that is called on John Cyrus Himao.
There's some long and lanky kids on the floor for both these teams.
Definitely one of the taller lineups, coach. Because we were watching yung Muntinlupa 1800 game kanina. You gave a few comments. Sabi mo, Not really the tallest, pero ito medyo lengthy.
I want to counter that 16 under team of Cavite is massive.
So wala pa pala to.
They are bigger than some college teams I've seen.
Oh, that
I
big.
swear.
That big.
Oh, may tatlong 6'6" eh.
Better,
Diba?
I better watch a Cavite game soon.
You should. I covered their game. They're huge.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Godoy, a guy that was considered huge in the 1600 division, but right now is playing guard position. So 2 free throws here for Jeremy Godoy again. Played for Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith in the 1600 division. Played under Coach Mark Herrera, so I think that's understandable. A small guy playing the center position.
Are we still surprised that Coach Mark Herrera goes with a smaller lineup every time?
Yeah, he is definitely known for that, as Godoy goes 2 out of 2 on that trip. Arcilia against Matienzo. Sends it out. Poli attacks. Soft touch in the paint from Poli.
He really likes that jump stop 2-foot floater.
Basta walang travel, coach. I think it's all good.
Oh naman. Counted eh.
Meanwhile, a missed 3-pointer that time coming from Nunez.
Ooh,
Difficult fadeaway shot coming from Arejola.
heat check.
Meanwhile, Cabonillas has the leather. Sends it to Hemao. Picked up by Arejola. Hemao. The pick from Matienzo. He fires for 3. Doesn't fall. The putback attempt. That was Cabonillas. So still a very, very close game. No one leading by at least 5 points or more.
I was about to say na nalilito between Prieto and Cabonillas because they have the same hair and the same length. Now, Prieto is being subbed out. So mas madali na yung buhay natin. Magulo kasi pag nagsascrum sila for the loose ball. Both guys are long. Both guys have same type of haircut. So you don't really know who's getting that basketball.
Actually, coach, pati yung kabilang team eh. Pati Bauan, they have almost similar haircuts din.
Standard issue ba yun ngayon? Magpapaganyan ka ba, Cho?
Not really, coach. Straight hair tayo, straight
Yeah.
hair. Mahal magpa-perm. yun yung totoong issue. Meanwhile, Roberto inside Arcilia. Not that time. Here comes Biñan Tatak Vice Gel. Leading by 4. Hemao. Not that time.
Some bad shots here for Bauan and Biñan. Medyo alanganin.
Attacking the lane is Roberto. Tried it off the glass, not that time. However, that was a great find from Arejola.
Arejola learning his lesson after that bad shot in transition, finding an open teammate.
2 free throws coming up for Roberto. Again, a chance for Bauan to make it a single possession game, and they do. Again, I won't be surprised if this will be close from start to finish.
We have talent on both teams, you know. And what Bauan has shown is that they're very scrappy and they're not afraid of going up against a heavier lineup. What a pass by Godoy. Almost full court to Cabonillas.
Kevin Love-esque pass from Godoy to Cabonillas. Meanwhile, Davao tried to fade away. It doesn't fall, but possession staying with Bauan Cafe Uno. But first, in nature, spring timeout called right here by Bauan Cafe Uno as they are just down by 4. Less than 2 minutes remaining in our second chapter. 33-29 as we saw our Doride Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of our junior MPBL. And of course, shout out to the following as well: Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Wing Bowl, Nature Spring, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacobs, and Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. As well as to Commissioner Keith Picasso and to Mr. J.R. Navarro. Thank you very much. And siyempre, Senator Manny Pacquiao, as that is great defense showcased by Miko Pascual.
Pascual might not have it going right now offensively, but he's been there on defense. He's had a couple of deflections, a steal, now this time a block.
Here comes Bauan. Davao. Oh, off the glass. Three-pointer, call him the Bauan Nightmare.
Obviously, mga bangko dito sa Biñan are open on a holiday.
And again, the score is as close as it can get. Or perhaps not.
Well, pag nag-tie, close na close.
That's why I corrected myself, coach.
Biñan with a chance to leave some space in between these two teams.
Jeremy Godoy again. Definitely a big-time contributor for this Biñan squad. Very consistent as well. Makes the first free throw. Playing also for the FEU Baby Tamaraws. Same with Pascual. And same with Chris Paul Miranda in the 14 under division. Meanwhile, here comes Davao. Has the leather. Attacks the lane. Oh, up and under move. Ginawang cones yung depensa.
Davao just doing what Godoy did earlier. Tinahi.
Speaking of Godoy, that doesn't fall for him. Here comes Davao once again. Picked up by Wilhelm Cabonillas. Lopez back to Cabonillas. Almost losing it. Still with Davao. Lopez doesn't go in. Pauly, big board. No good in that soft touch. Both teams wrestling for it. Ends up with Miko Pascual. Jeremy Godoy unable to convert. The putback no good from Pascual. Here comes Bauan Cafe Uno. Trozado against Matienzo, getting fouled. So 2 free throws coming up.
Bauan with a chance to take the lead towards the end of this first half. Again, mainly thanks to their grit and determination, and they're not backing down from the challenge being placed by Biñan. Walang takot, Cho.
And again, Coach Mark, from the get-go, this has been a very, very close game.
The
Now,
closest it can be.
I was about to say it. Now, it is. As that first free throw, misfiring. Second one on its way. Trozado goes 1 out of 2. So now just a 1-point lead for Bauan. Here comes Pascual. Half-court shot. Almost going in, but not quite. As Bauan ends this first half with a 1-point lead, 35-34. And me and Coach Mark shall return. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And at the half, it's 35-34. Again, it has been close from the get-go. 1 point lead for Biñan Tatak Vice Gel. And again, what a game it really has been. Kanina, Bauan Cafe Uno 16 under squad came from a 20-point lead. Ngayon naman, again, very close from the get-go. Very toe-to-toe, Coach Mark.
Indeed, punch for punch itong Bauan at Biñan. Not only medyo magkapareho i-pronounce parehong pangalan ng parehong team, but it's as close as it gets. 1 point lead, 7 points for Davao, 6 for Arreola, 2 big threes, and Bolilan with 4. Godoy has been there. He has got 7 points. Cabonillas with 6. Garcia, he started well with 5, pero the name that is missing there is Mico Sebastian Pascual, who had 22 points in the last game. He only has 3. So it's not been that kind of game for him. They also came into the game late. So baka hindi pa talaga nakabuelo. There's a lot of pressure on them to perform. So we'll see if dito sa second half they settle down.
Probably is the case. Once again, you can see Alonte Sports Arena, and now you can see
Yun.
our Chris Jacob Collections fan of the game. Chris Jacob New Generation Air Freshener Room and Linen Spray is your everyday essential partner in keeping your surroundings feeling fresh, disinfected, and hotel-like. Experience a sense of royalty with Chris Jacob Everywhere sprays. And of course, special shout out as well to Pound for Pound Fitness, Doride Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of the Junior MPBL, Wing Bowl, Nature Spring, Pound Active, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacobs, and Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. 30 seconds rather, gone by. And now here comes Mico Pascual, intercepting the passing lanes of Bauan. He brings it down. Pascual has it. Called for a traveling violation.
And the struggles continue for Mico Pascual. Thought that he had the free lane, pero I mean, when you're trying to score, syempre medyo manggigigil ka na rin. Really comes into play, messes with your head.
Davao attacks, kicks it out. That was intended for Lopez, but he seemed unready for that pass.
Lopez saying, dapat sa corner, kasi papunta siya sa kanto. He's telling Davao, papunta ako corner, doon ng pasa, hindi sa kalaban.
Cabonillas bringing it down. Unusual for a big guy. But nonetheless, that will do it as Pascual able to break the ankles of his opponent, but unable to put that one in.
You can see it. Mico Pascual is too much into his head. That's why he's been struggling, forcing his offense a bit, trying to get himself going. But it's one of those things na you have to let the game come to you. Kasi the more napipilitin niya, mawawala sa timing the rest of his teammates in terms of their offense. Their officials are trying to change the ball, baka madulas, or a warning on someone.
So what could it be? Roughly 2 minutes gone by in our third period. As we see
A sub.
Sir J.R. Navarro and Commissioner Keith Picazo having conversations with our officials. But still unclear what exactly happened. So, still no basketball played. Still a delay as our officials going back and forth dun sa officials table and kay Commissioner Keith.
Something about Cabonillas. He was subbed out.
So we see a signal, technical foul, if I'm not mistaken. But is it indeed? No, there was no whistle.
We'll wait for the announcement from Gio Cruz, our game announcer.
Yes, he will. Sa kanya, verified.
May blue check.
Yes, it is indeed.
Just a technical foul on for delaying the game.
So,
Interesting. I wonder what happened. Bakit naging delay of game?
But nonetheless, Bauan could use that free throw, and they did, giving them a 2-point lead. And more importantly, they have possession. As Alonte, the one to send it out from the baseline. Davao brings it down for Bauan. Long pass, Trozado firing, puts it in from that right corner.
A lot of confidence para dito sa Bauan. Guys coming off the bench, contributing immediately.
Perhaps one of the biggest leads that Bauan has had in this ball game. So far, a 5-point lead. Meanwhile, Matienzo hands it off. Hemao firing for 3 as well. Answers back with his own rainbow shot.
Neymar has been looking for that since the first half. Coming off a ball screen, stepping back. Napakalaking ball screen sinet ni Matienzo.
Lopez in and out on that 3. Davao offensive board. Oh, takes it out and shoots it, but not making it. Meanwhile, we see Pascual. Looks like he is in pain.
Up. He looks like he's cramping up. Holding on to that right calf. Yep, looks like cramps. Maybe that's why it's been bothering him the whole game. Kaya hindi siya nakabuelo ng tama sa opensa niya.
Probably the reason. So, more reason for the teammates of Miko Pascual to pick up the slack. As Davao picks the pocket of Godoy. Fast break completed by Davao.
Davao has more than met the challenge of guarding itong si Godoy. Stepping up to the plate and hitting very well.
Cachuela out to Godoy once again. Davao on him. Almost losing it. Godoy inside. Matienzo the spin. Hits the bottom of the backboard, but will shoot 2 free throws. 4-point lead for Bauan. Still a very, very close game. Just 2 possession. As there's only under 7 minutes remaining in our 3rd period. Another technical. Yes, another technical.
It's one of those things, Joe, na kailangan talaga ma-brief ng coaches yung players nila.
Now to turn it over first to Miss Rinoa Sanchez for a report.
During the huddle, Coach Henry Montemayor of Bauan Cafe Uno points out his players' error inside the court, and he also introduced a new gameplay for them to execute. But a notable remark that Coach Henry Montemayor mentioned ay sabi niya sa kanyang mga player, nautakan lang yan, boy. This reminds me of what he mentioned in our interview before the game starts, that all his players are smart and has that wit to understand the gameplay despite their team struggling to practice as a whole for the past days. Will their wits let them win for today's match? Back to you, Coach Mark and Cho.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rinoa Sanchez. And again, new play trying to be inserted into the system. But then again, kulang yung practice session. So there's definitely a challenge. But then again, you know, sabi ng ating Coach Mark kanina, kapag when in doubt, you know, sipag lang talaga, the effort on defense, that's all you could give.
Yun talaga. And that's been the calling card for Bauan this whole afternoon, from 14 under to their 18 under counterparts.
So still a 4-point lead for Bauan Cafe Uno. Hemao, sideline inbound. Matienzo, back to Hemao. Fires, doesn't fall. Cachuela tried to get it back, but that hits the foot of Cachuela, and possession going to Bauan Cafe Uno.
I like the defense of Bauan. Very aggressive. Just discombobulating the offense nitong Biñan.
Here comes Bulinan, attacking the lane. Foiled that time by John Cyrus Hemao. Afro versus mullet.
Which hair will win? Oh, good cut. Oh.
Paulie, not that time, had butter fingers in that sequence. So possession going now to Biñan. And the score remains the same, 43-39. 4-point lead for Bauan. Here's Matienzo to Intano. He still has it. The spin. Kicks it out. Matienzo. Back to Intano. 3 seconds to shoot. Great defense coming from the black shirts. Here comes Bolilan. Being swarmed by 3 white shirts. And they get the steal. Intano running the race. Looking to convert. Almost going in. But nonetheless, 2 free throws for the little guy.
Great hustle there by Biñan. Not just one guy, but Biñan really scampering down on defense, forcing a turnover. And Intano getting himself a chance to get on the board. More importantly, cut down the lead.
Intano, first free throw doesn't fall. Chance to cut it to 3 at least. Over 4 minutes remaining in the third period. 0 out of 2 for Intano. That's gotta hurt.
Ooh, and but a foul on Lopez, pushing off on the rebound.
Possession staying with Biñan. Cachuela, baseline inbound. Bothered by Panerio. Cachuela, out. Himao, attacks, high pickup, drop pass. Great play, executed. Garcia finishing.
Himao has been making things happen for Biñan. Not only via scoring, but playmaking. That time, drawing the defense. Easy drop pass to make.
A different Himao in the spotlight today. Meanwhile, Bolilan unsuccessful on that fade away, but Lopez turning garbage into gold.
There's some big boys there for Bauan. You got Paulie, you got Lopez, who likes to really mess it up underneath the basket. That time getting an offensive rebound and the putback.
Himao for 3. Not that time. Here comes Bauan Cafeuno. Paulie. Great interception from Himao. Here comes Intano running the race. Couple of moves. Kicks it out. Ends up with Himao for 3. Not that time again. Panerio finds Paulie inside. Opted for that slam, I believe, but found a defender in sight.
He loves to jump off 2 feet. Seems to me that he can't jump off 1 foot, especially in transition.
Back to a 4-point lead for Bauan. As Paulie, one of the big guys of this Bauan squad, at the free throw line. First free throw.
Paulie has been going to war against the front line of Biñan and more than holding his own against what you could say is, a deeper front line.
Had a double-double in their last game. 10 points, 11 boards, with almost 25 minutes of action. Certainly an instrument for this Bauan Cafeuno. Montañez pulls up for 3. Doesn't connect. And now here comes Bauan Cafeuno once again with the possession. Panerio. Out. Layos. Picked up by Garcia. Hands it off. Panerio has it. Putting on the moves. Fires it. Not that time as it touches the shot clock out of bounds.
Interesting decision there with Panerio, not rejecting the ball screen, opting for a 3. He had a wide open lane if he opted to use that ball screen.
Montañez to Matienzo. Now Pascual. Intano. Picked up by Gitnap. Intano puts it in against a much taller defender.
Intano just enough angle there out of the reach nitong si Paulie.
Panerio.
Oh!
Almost answering back. What wizardry happened in the ring there, coach?
We've seen a lot of shots going in and out today. A lot.
And here comes Bauan Cafe Uno once again. Layos directing the offense in this sequence. Paulie fires for 3, puts it in! The big man showing some range.
Stretch 5 and an inbound violation on Intano.
And perhaps one of the biggest lead of this game. 6 points for Bauan. But still, a close game. 49-43, a minute remaining in this third. Paulie backing down Matienzo. Fades away. Not that time.
Heat check.
Montañez manning the point guard. Matienzo has it. High pass. Able to receive was Miko Pascual, but turnover right there.
Good to see Miko Pascual back on the floor, but you can see him noticeably limping. He had the case of cramps earlier in the third quarter. Now he's holding on to his quad, which is a sign that the cramp is going up, which is not good if he cramps up later again. Kasi buong binti na kanina calf lang eh. Mas masakit yan pag tumuloy.
So correction, it's just a foul. So possession staying with Biñan, and we see Miko Pascual.
He's limping noticeably.
He's aware, coach. So that's why he opted out. Meanwhile, Intano putting on the moves. Floater doesn't fall. Still, Godoy. No good for Biñan. Garcia finally. Third time's the charm.
Immediately without Paulie, multiple opportunities for Biñan.
Lopez inside. Ooh. Hitting the bottom of the rim. That was Jeremiah Gindap attempting. So 2 free throws for Bauan. They're just up by 4. "15 seconds remaining. Gindap will miss that first one.
You know, we have seen some bad free throws this afternoon. We've seen a guy shoot free throws with one hand. We've seen a team miss 15 free throws in one game. It's not been a clinic for free throws.
The free throw line is definitely, I believe, the most deceiving aspect.
No, that's true. It looks easy, but there's a reason why you call it a free throw. Kasi wala kang bantay. You want to capitalize on these things. Kasi it's the epitome of small things add up. Right? You miss a lot. Now you give up a turnover. Tinignan pa. Godoy.
Godoy. Sumabay ka pa. And with that, our first half, rather third quarter, is ending right here. 49-47. Just a 2-point lead for this Bauan Cafe Uno. As me and Coach Mark shall return. Once again, it is Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL. (49-47), just a 2-point gap in favor of Bauan Cafe Uno as we approach our fourth and final period. Bauan has it. Arejola losing it, but still recovering. Oh, what a leap coming from Melchor.
Good pass by Arejola. Akala ko naipit na siya ng depensa, but last minute finding a way.
No good on that fadeaway coming from Jeremy Godoy. Here comes Dabao. Sends it to Layos. He attacks the sidestep. No go from the big man. Intano brings it down. Now Matienzo. Cachuela. Godoy has it. Picked up by Melchor. The pick from Matienzo. Godoy fires. Rolls out of the rim. Dabao. Forward pass. Perhaps may have been too strong for Arejola.
And his teammates telling him to settle down. Lamang tayo. No need to rush. It's only a 4-point lead, but still, yung pace and the tempo of the game belong to Bauan. And they don't need to take unnecessary risks.
Matienzo has it for Biñan. Picked up by Layos. Intano has it. Guarded by Dabao as he fires for three. Not that time.
That's a push.
And that'll be the first team foul of this Biñan squad.
Offensively, Biñan has to find somebody to really pick up the scoring. It's been Himao. It's been Godoy, but Godoy not so much. He only has 9 points. And with the absence of Cabonillas because of what we hear is a uniform issue, these two guards will have to pick up the slack.
Arejola firing. Not that time. And Melchor tried to save it. But wait, there's a big development right here, coach.
It's a foul. Huh. Okay. And that's 4 on Himao, so double black eye.
And a timeout. Nature Spring timeout called right here by Bauan Cafe Uno as they are up by 4. 2 minutes gone by in our fourth and final period. (51-47). And after a review, possession now staying with Bauan Cafe Uno. 4-point lead for them. Lopez attacks. Not that time. Gets the board. Arejola for 3. Puts one in from that right wing.
Big 3 again for Arejola. All his points from the outside, and slowly but surely things are starting to unravel for Biñan.
And Arejola so far has been the head of the table for this Bauan squad. As we turn it over to Ms. Rinoa Sanchez, our courtside reporter.
Mr. William Lawrence Cabonilas of Biñan Tatak Vice Gel is suddenly missing in the action of the ball game as he was benched due to wearing a wrong jersey. Upon interviewing his coach, hindi raw napansin na ang reject jersey ng grupo ang nasuot niya. With a mistake in front of the shirt, instead of number 5, it was inputted as 35. But upon interviewing Mr. Cabonilas, he mentioned that he will still clap at the side for his team member that is playing. Balik sa inyo, Coach Cho, and Coach Mark.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noah Sanchez, and perhaps a wardrobe malfunction. Can I call it that?
And it's just a lesson in, you're 18, you're a young man. You take responsibility for your stuff. Yun lang naman yun. Make sure you have the right stuff.
As simple as it gets, Coach. Even we do that.
Exactly. Kakamali talaga, but it's a price you have to pay. Hindi ka makakalaro.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Miko Pascual misfiring again, still struggling. And now, Arejola steps back for 3. Oh! From Rainbow Country, arrows up for Arejola as he makes it a double-digit 10-point lead, the biggest in this ball game. Another look, step back. Cold-blooded arrows up for you, Arejola. As the junior MPBL shall return after this Nature Spring timeout. Back to the action right here, 57-47. It's a double-digit 10-point lead. And again, the head of the table of this Bauan Cafe Uno squad. Arrows up for Mr. Arejola.
4 threes, 12 points. Big game. But we'll see. There's still a lot of time here in the fourth quarter. Little less than 7 minutes left here. And that's going to be a technical. That should be a technical. Oh, okay.
A much-needed shooting barrage coming from Mr. Arejola.
I mean, our officials have to be consistent. Hemao was fixing his uniform here. Oh, just a warning. Oh, only a sub. So if Hemao was subbed in, that could have been a tech. That would have been his 5th.
And he's out. So a bullet being dodged right there by John Cyrus Hemao. Meanwhile, speaking of, doesn't put the 3 in, but Godoy, great cut, unable to put one in. 2 free throws coming up for Jeremy.
Now Biñan will probably go to a press to force it, to force some turnovers. So their offense, especially in the half court, has been absent, to put it into words. Again, you don't have Cabonilas, probably your primary 4-5 guy. So, and Pascual has been struggling with cramps. You see him stretching out there in the middle of the floor. So, it has to start with the defense. The same way that how Bauan came back, their 16 under counterparts came back last game, has to start for defense para dito sa Biñan.
And the defense really sparks everything up as we see Lopez, the big guy, escaping for 2.
And as I say that, they gave up an easy layup.
Defense absent right now for Bauan, rather for Biñan. As Jeremy Godoy firing for the 3. Perhaps will be the main guy of this Biñan squad, at least for this game. He will definitely have to pick up the slack of the absence of Cabunillas and the semi-absence of Miko Pascual.
Oh, great step through by Dabao. I mean, a lot of people think that's a travel, but it's not. That's a great move by
Exactly.
Dabao.
Luka Doncic-esque from Davao.
And there's the cramp. Yan na, umakit na nga sa quads niya. And the hams. That hurts.
And he
And
is screaming.
they can't stop the play because hindi nila bola.
Exactly. But great job for Matienzo fouling his opponent para tumigil. And we see Miko Pascual screaming. And it's clear he's getting the cramps. We see his leg
Look at the quad.
muscles.
He look at the quad.
Yes.
Umakyat na. Kanina he was, in the third, he was holding his calf. Now the cramp, since pinilit niya, went up to his quad. And, that's not fun.
Kita natin, coach, sobrang contracted eh. Nung quad muscle,
You
it's
know.
obvious.
Now he will need to get hydrated really quick.
Exactly. That's really gotta hurt. Of course, we all know that feeling.
I mean, he wanted to play. Siyempre, gusto niya manalo yung team niya. He wanted to contribute. But, you know, things happen.
You know, there's limits to our physical capabilities as well. Perhaps he may have reached his, at least for today.
At least for today. Ganun lang talaga. Could, you know, a number of things could be a factor. Lack of sleep, lack of hydration. Siyempre, you know, these kids, galing din sila sa school trainings nila. They could have been in practice earlier, went to a game today. A lot of things, but hopefully, Miko Pascual is okay. And the cramp stays there in the leg.
So anong prescription mo, Doc Mark Dandan?
Maraming tubig, tsaka mahabang tulog.
Simple and
Nothing
short.
beats hydration and a good night's sleep. And people will tell you that. You know, a lot of people will say na kailangan ganito, kailangan ganon. Just eat right, sleep well, drink a lot of water. That's it. There's no secret to it. Hindi mo kailangan artehan siya.
Very well said, Doc Mark Dandan.
Thank you, Coach Cho.
And we see Miko Pascual still on the floor.
So, they can't move the leg. That's the problem, see? It's stiff as a board. And they have to lift him up. He can't move the leg.
So who knew cramps could make you like that?
I mean, I've seen players cramp up until their abdomen. So, yeah.
What does that look like, Coach Asin?
Yun ang stiff as a board. They had to take him to the hospital. Kasi nga yung cramps nandito na. Up to the abdomen. Both legs and abdomen.
So really, you really can't move at all.
Hindi talaga makakagalaw. So they had to stretcher him out and bring him to the hospital. Kailangan ni IV yung fluids eh. Direct na.
Really cramps is
Yeah,
the real opponent.
No, people think it's just the leg, pero it can get worse.
Meanwhile, Davao fires. That is short. Meanwhile, Godoy not wasting any time, running the race. Poly, public display of rejection. Meanwhile, Godoy still has it. Bounce pass. Matienzo against Poly again. Tapped away by Erejola. Himao and Davao fighting for it. Ends up with Intano. 2 seconds to shoot. Fires. Puts it in! Despite a sloppy sequence from Biñan.
Big three for Intano. That could have been so bad for Biñan. Instead of Bauan getting a stop, Intano drains a big time three off a broken play, giving Biñan some life.
Just in the brink of time, Intano delivering.
In time for Intano.
In time for Intano. I like that one.
Illegal pick by Poly, and here we go.
Biñan.
It's two things, Cho. Pag illegal pick, kailangan antayin din nung ball carrier na mag-set yung screener. Hindi inantay ni Lopez, so Poly had to move a bit para sumakto yung screen. That's why he got called for the offensive foul. Now he has 4 fouls.
It's all about timing, no, Coach?
Yes.
Meanwhile,
Sinasabi natin na kahit di tumama, huwag mo na lang habulin.
Godoy settles for a 3. Not that time. Possession going to Bauan Cafe Uno. But to the delight of the Biñan boys, it's just a 7-point lead.
And Paulie has 4 fouls, so that's something you have to be worried about with 4 minutes 23.
Davao brings it down. Now Lopez has it against Garcia. He attacks. Good series of moves coming from Lopez, but doesn't connect. Meanwhile, Hemao, reverse layup. Going in! What a shot. Up and under acrobatic move.
Not a bad pass by Pañero. That's a bad decision.
Coach Mark, take another look.
That's a talent shot, so kahit anong depensa mo, that's good defense. Even better offense from Hemao.
The suspense though, as Godoy tried it off the glass, but will shoot 2 free throws. And you can see it in Godoy's body language. He knows his team needs his production. But so far, it hasn't been, again, the best game for him. Has 13 points, but very quiet 13 points. And still, we will have to wait for an outburst in the 4th. Nonetheless, he will make that first one. We'll cut it to 4. Next one will make it, again, a 1-possession game. 2 out of 2 for Mr. Godoy.
And this is when the big-time players show up, and Godoy is a big-time player.
Batang Gilas for a reason. Meanwhile, Panerio opted for that pass out to Paulie. Basket! And 1! Again, another broken play being transformed into something beautiful.
From garbage to gold, Mr. Paulie takes the hit, maintains focus, hits the shot, breaks a mini run from Biñan. That was a 7-0 run. Gives him some breathing room.
4 fouls, no problem for Mr. Paulie. 5-point lead for Bauan. Godoy thought about that mid-ranger. Hemao has it. The pick from Matienzo. Hemao, crossover move. Lays it in. Foul. 2 free throws coming in for John Cyrus Hemao. What a sequence. First that crazy reverse lay-in from Hemao, then that even crazier end one from Paulie.
One crazy shot deserves another, so but that ball needs to go for Biñan. Just has to go to Hemao or Godoy and nobody else. Just keep setting ball screens for these 2 guards and let them go to work.
Exactly. Hemao and Godoy.
I hear baby chants. Let's go, baby.
Dapat isa lang yan, coach.
Naku, medyo tatlo eh.
That's the real problem. Right now, 3-point lead for Bauan. 1-possession game. Davao has it against Intano.
And 1. Oh! That could have been continuation. But Biñan is in the penalty. It's a bad foul by Intano.
So they're just hoping for Davao to probably miss. On the side of Intano, free throws are better than a sure 2-pointer.
If he misses both, then it's a good foul. But right now, it's not. But Bauan's only shooting 9 of 19, much like their 16 under counterparts. Would be a nice time to make free throws, but no. So, medyo absuelto si Intano.
So we can, for now, we can say it's a smart foul. Because
For now.
if he can shoot it,
Pag isa, pag pumasok isa,
well, 1 is less than 2.
that's
so
true. That's 1 less point.
So perhaps not that bad of a foul as Bauan has a 4-point lead. And Nature Spring timeout called right here by Biñan. Under 3 minutes remaining in our 4th and final period. 64 to 60, only a 4-point gap in favor of Bauan Cafe Uno. Again, it has been really close until that barrage of 3-pointers coming from Champ Arejola to give Bauan a 10-point lead. But now we're back to a 2-possession, 4-point lead for Bauan. Here comes Godoy. Matienzo hands it off. Hemao picked up by Lopez. Excellent defense. High pickup. Kicks it out. Intano for a 3. Unsuccessful. Put back still no good from Hemao. Still with Biñan. Saved that time by Garcia. Intano has it. The pick from Matienzo. Still with Intano. Drop pass to Garcia. Great defense from Pauly. Even with 4 fouls. Davao brings it down. Guarded by Intano. The pick. Still with Davao.
Good pass! What a pass by Davao. He's been so solid for Bauan. Just using those ball screens. Kita mo yung ulo niya nakatingin lang sa kabila. Finding an open teammate.
Last 2 minutes. Twilight zone right here as Godoy. Difficult shot. Putting it in nonetheless. Timeout called right here by Bauan Cafe Uno. We're back to a 4-point lead for Bauan as both teams just answered back with a 2-pointer under 2 minutes remaining in our 4th and final chapter. (66 to 62) as you see our Do-Ride Bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of the Junior MPBL in your screens. And what art from our cameraman. 4-point lead for Bauan Cafe Uno under 2 minutes remaining. We have a ball game. Jeremy Godoy carrying this Biñan squad on his back.
This is actually a good decision, having Lopez bringing down the ball. Saves Davao from expending too much energy in the backcourt. And there he goes.
Davao
Ooh.
doesn't go in for him. Here comes Jeremy against Davao. The pick from Hemao provided. Jeremy Godoy for the 3. Going in with a lucky bounce. What a shot from Jeremy Godoy.
Oh, Bauan is only up by 1.
Meanwhile, Bauan up by 1. Pauly, not that time. Over a minute remaining. Jeremy Godoy attacks the lane. 5-point swing for Jeremy Godoy.
And the bad pass. Collapsing itong Bauan.
Hemao, not that time. Here comes Pauly. Bad pass.
again.
Series of bad passes for this Bauan squad. Biñan up by 1.
Can't
Jeremy.
go under. Don't go under.
Godoy has it.
Oh,
Not aware of the shot clock was Jeremy Godoy. Oh, a lucky break for Bauan despite those 2 turnovers, coach.
dodging a bullet, but what a performance by Jeremy Godoy. We talked about it. Somebody has to step up. Nawala si Cabunillas and Pascual went out with cramps. Godoy answering the challenge. 22 points, Joe.
And that 5-point swing, a thing of beauty for Jeremy Godoy. Meanwhile, Bauan has a chance to respond. Hang on to your seats. Davao against Intano. Couple of moves, takes it,
Oh,
sends
that's
it
a
out.
shot. That should have been a shot.
Hesitated on taking that shot.
Ooh, bad pass.
And a foul called on Bauan. So far, 1-point lead for Biñan. So we enter penalty free throws for John Cyrus Hemao. This is gonna be big. A chance to give themselves some breathing room. John Cyrus Hemao, another guy that has really contributed a lot, will make that first one. One possession game, 2-point lead.
You have to go back to that missed layup by Davao before that 5-0 run by Godoy.
This one can make it a 3-point lead. He doesn't. And the board by Matienzo. Jeremy Godoy holding on to it against Davao to the other side. Steps on the line.
They didn't need to do that. Godoy could have held on to the ball and gotten fouled.
Tough break for Biñan, but they are up by 2. 12.2 seconds remaining in our fourth and final period. Another look with that 5-point swing from Jeremy Godoy. That 3-pointer with a lucky bounce. And that, of course, short stab. High swing over 2 defenders, putting it up and in. Jeremy Godoy perhaps may have saved the day for this Biñan squad.
See, we have 12 seconds, Cho, and I know our good friend Coach Noy Africa is watching again. Good evening, Coach Noy.
And definitely, what a game.
But you know, you can't play the foul game if you're Biñan. You really have to hold your ground, get the stop. You know that ball's gonna go to Davao. Watch out for the shooters. You know Ariola can shoot. And look for something here for Davao off a ball screen. They still have time. 12 seconds. Mahaba pa yan, Cho. No need to rush things.
Bauan Cafe Uno has possession. 12 seconds remaining. Lopez sends it to Pauly. Backing down Matienzo. Spins. Puts one up. Puts one in. Tying the ball game up at 68. Coach Mark. What composure from Pauly.
Yeah, they emptied out one side, isolated Pauly in the post, and just went to work.
No pressure whatsoever. Just went to work immediately. Like it was nothing.
Pero may 6 seconds pa tayo, Cho. 5.8 left. Enough time for Jeremy Godoy to work some magic.
Definitely, and I'm sure Bauan Cafe Uno will expect him to have the ball.
He can't let him get the basketball. You know, deny everything, deny everyone, deny Godoy and Hemao, for that matter. 2 guys who can work their magic with the basketball. And they're gonna have to switch everything. If they play it man-to-man, they're probably gonna have to switch everything. And don't go under Jeremy Godoy. Because that's the 3rd time he's hit the 3 of a ball screen and his defender went under.
And props to Pauly. Really, again, Coach Mark sabi mo 4 fouls.
4 fouls.
And ever since you've mentioned that, he didn't commit 1 foul anymore. 5.8 seconds remaining. Biñan has possession.
Watch out for the inbounder in Hemao.
John Cyrus Hemao, sideline inbound. Matienzo receiving it.
Oh, good fake.
Matienzo
Good
attacks the
fake.
lane.
Oh!
Unable to put it in. All tied up at 68. And we are in the end of regulation. We're going to overtime. What a sequence. Another look at that attempt from Matienzo. That was a good look, Coach.
That was a really good look.
But even greater response from the defense of Bauan. But we shall take a short break. Again, overtime period isn't stored. A deadlock at 68. We enter overtime period. 5 minutes of extra action. And again, what a performance from Jeremy Godoy. And of course, to the other side, Paulie. But they better be careful. 4 fouls already for Paulie as he rejects that shot from Jeremy.
Big stand there by Paulie, meeting Godoy at the top, rejecting Godoy, and at the same time, getting possession back for his team.
Bauan Cafe Uno. Sulit ang punta dito sa Biñan.
Lahat tayo sulit ang punta dito, Noy. Cho.
Noy pa nasabi mo,
Oo
Coach
nga
Mark.
eh. Naalala na natin eh. We've been blessed.
Bauan Cafe Uno. Paulie. Tough shot going in. He has been feeling it. That spot has been his favorite. Remember the name. As Jeremy Godoy misfiring from 3-point area. Matthew Paulie, again, remember the name, has been on fire for Bauan Cafe Uno as Davao has possession. Puts one up, not that time, as Jeremy Godoy grabs the board. Here comes Jeremy, now Matienzo. Himao, picked up by Davao. Asking for a screen, still with Himao. Inside, Matienzo. Great execution from this Biñan squad.
Good patience from Himao, just finding Matienzo on the dunker spot.
Melchor picked up by Jeremy Godoy. Almost a steal, counter steal by Lopez, and a steal once again as Matienzo fouled by Lopez.
That could be a unspo because no defender was in front of.
So right now, we're all tied up at 70 once again. Over 3 minutes remaining in overtime period. What a ball game it has been, but let's take a quick look on what actually happened.
Oh, there's a defender, so that should be a regular foul. We'll see. Big decision by the referees because this is 2 free throws and possession if they call an unspo.
Definitely. It will definitely change the
Oh,
momentum.
okay. Okay. In 3 minutes, yung upo. And Lopez has been... And it's a 5th for Lopez.
He will sit out of this ball game nonetheless kung on sportsmanlike mo o hindi.
3 minutes yun. So, he can only come back. Kung hindi siya nag-foul out, he could only come back with 23 seconds left.
So useless then, Coach.
Oh, sayang.
So really, again, a big development. Pero props to Himao. He's been shooting well from the free throw line.
Ikaw nagsabi nun, ha?
That left hand.
James Harden-esque.
Well, at least for the crucial moments, he has been putting it in. Jeremy Godoy against Panerio. Still with him. The pick for Matienzo. He drops Panerio to the floor. Godoy puts one in on that soft touch.
Big game Godoy showing up late in the 4th and here in the overtime.
Davao pulls up for 3.
Oh.
Airballing that one. 4-point lead for Biñan. Godoy against Panerio once again. Asks for a pick. Almost losing it. Still with Jeremy. Drop pass to Garcia. 6-point lead for Biñan.
All of Garcia's points have been from that spot, the dunker spot. But Godoy making things happen with, even if it's not scoring, he's fighting his teammates.
Davao. He has it. Losing the leather. Great defense from Mintano and Garcia. And Godoy aware of the lead they have, looking at the time as we approach our last 2 minutes of overtime period. Meanwhile, Garcia, the putback, the hustle is good.
Fresh legs from Garcia. We haven't seen him since the first half, but instant impact, 4 points in the overtime.
Last 2 minutes of overtime period. Still no bucket.
Look at Garcia getting the rebound. Pagod agad, pero kasi binubuhos na lahat dito sa overtime.
Only one field goal so far for this Bauan Cafe Uno in overtime period. Hemao putting on the moves, pulls up for a three. Not that time. And a foul committed. I believe called on Garcia. Yes, it is indeed called on him. So 8-point lead for Biñan. It's not looking good for Bauan, but Layos a chance to cut it. First one does not go in for Layos. Second free throw on its way for Layos.
Ooh.
0 out of 2, but Pauly, the hustle, but still will give the ball away to Biñan. And perhaps Biñan, a lot of breathing room for them. Perhaps may lead them to the potential W. Godoy has it, attacking, kicks it out. Matienzo now to Hemao. He attacks the lane, not that time. The putback still won't go. Bauan Cafe Uno on a rush. They're aware of the stakes. Davao, the spin, puts one up off the glass, going in, cuts it to 6. Over a minute remaining. Godoy rushing, puts one up, puts one in, off the glass. Jeremy Godoy, not yet done with his deeds.
Mr. Godoy, welcome to the league. And an air ball by Davao, and Bauan just unraveling here in overtime. The assault by Jeremy Godoy, and Bauan just forgetting about Pauly in the paint.
And again, Pauly, Arijola, the heads of the table for this Biñan squad, but the tribal chief of this Biñan team, Jeremy Godoy.
You have to acknowledge Jeremy Godoy.
Acknowledge him indeed, but that time a turnover by Intano. Here comes Bulilan. Mullet versus Afro, fade away, not that time.
Afro wins.
No foul call, meanwhile Godoy escaping. And perhaps that may be the dagger. And that is indeed the bucket that will seal the deal. Jeremy Godoy, ladies and gentlemen. Played big man in the 1600 division. Now playing guard, no problem. Still as good as ever. And Batang Gilas for a reason. With that, 82-72 is our final score. Our winner, no other than the homeowners, Biñan Tatak Vice Gel, 18 under. Congratulations to the boys of Biñan. What a game it has been. Again, that sequence from Godoy, Pauly in that fourth quarter that eventually led to overtime. And Godoy really just living up to that Batang Gilas title. And again, that is our final score, 82-72. Biñan, your winner. But right now, let's head over to our Don Benito's best player of the game.
Kasama ko ngayong araw ang best player of the game, Mr. Jeremy Godoy. Once again, congratulations for that stellar, wonderful, and explosive performance you have shown us tonight. You have garnered 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists. So I want to know, what's your strategy or how did you come up with that point?
Siguro po kaya ako po di ko po magagawa yan kundi po dahil kay God and sa mga teammates ko po. And hindi ko po ina-expect yung performance po ko ngayon na maganda po ipapakita ko. Basta ang goal ko lang po, manalo po tong team namin para kay Vice Mayor, tapos yung mga teammates ko sa mga Biñan and teammates sa sa mga teammates ko sa APU po. Yun na po.
Ay, may question pa ako. Do you have a secret before playing in today's game? Baka may music ka na pinapakinggan na nag-boost ng confidence and energy mo tonight.
Ano po, parang ano lang, bawat po break namin, nag-extra po ako para mag-improve po lalo, and nagpapalakas pa ako sa APU para po ito po parating na season 86 season 87 sa UAP po, and sa mga tumutulong po sa akin sa APU na nagpapalakas po, yun lang po.
Ayan, would you also like to greet your family, your friends na nanonood sa'yo tonight?
Pasalamat po sa mga sumusuporta po sa akin lagi, and number one po ay family ko po, and kay God din po kung di ko magagawa itong hindi dahil kay God. And kay Smith Kusina po ay sa mga tropa ko po dyan and mga teammates ko sa APU po. Yun lang po.
Once again, we have here Mr. Jeremy Godoy, our best player of the game. We would also like to thank Don Benitos for providing a sumptuous Filipino delicacy to our player of the game. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. Back to you, Cho and Coach Mark.
Thank you very much, Ms. Renoa Sanchez. Once again, our Don Benito's best player of the game, Jeremy Godoy, the very humble Jeremy Godoy. And that will wrap up our game day. Of course, thank you very much to the following: Pound for Pound Fitness, Doride Bola ng Pinoy, Pound Active, Wing Bowl, Nature Spring, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacobs, Don Benitos, best player of the game. Of course, thank you very much to Sir J.R. Navarro, Sir Keith Picazo, our commissioner, the production team, D&D Media, to Sir Aldrin Alejo. Thank you very much to you and to everyone who makes our junior MPBL possible. And on behalf of me and my partner, Coach Mark Dandan, once again, we bid you farewell, and this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay. Kabayad pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga, nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan.